Greetings and welcome, friends. We're taking a look at last night's quest, page 16, solving multi-step equations, where we talked yesterday about SADMAP, doing the reverse or inverse operation in the opposite order of PEMDAS. I compared it to diffusing a bomb. So if I look at this question 3, there's a couple things happening to W. It's being multiplied by 3 and then added by 7 if I think about order of operations. So when I undo those operations to solve for W, to isolate the variable to get it by itself, I need to do the inverse of those things, of adding 7 and multiplying by 3, but also in the reverse order. So here we go. Let's jump right in. So to solve, which operation should I deal with first? Multiplying by 3 or adding 7? Which one should I deal with first? Adding 7. And the opposite or the inverse of adding 7 is what? Right, so, well, I'm going to subtract 7. And I've got to do it to both sides of the equation. So imagine this line right here dividing these two sides. I'm doing it to both sides of the equation. And so let's see. So these, in fact, cancel out. I'll have 3 dubs equals. I line up my equal signs vertically underneath each other. 19 minus 7 is 12. And why isn't that writing well? Might have to change the sensitivity on it. And let's see. So now I've simplified this to a one-step equation. So W is being multiplied by 3. What's the inverse of multiplying by 3? Division by 3. So I'll divide both sides by 3. And I'll get 3W divided by 3 is just plain old W equals, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. All right, so algebra is a process, a procedure that I follow that will bring me to the solution, telling me the answer that makes this equation true. Now, you might have a decent strategy of guessing answers sometimes, guessing and checking, but we want to have a reliable technique that then can solve even more complicated problems. And they also asked us to actually then just do a formal check. Is this the right answer? And in order to do that, I plugged 4 in for W equals, 19. Let's see. So to do a check, I'm not going to do algebra, which would be to like subtract 7 from both sides. Now for checks, I do PEMDAS. Okay, I'm just simplifying. I'm evaluating here. So let's see. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 7, is that equal to 19? And 12 plus 7 is 19. My goodness. My writing tablet is just not working today very well. 19 equals 19. So that does check out. That makes that equation true. So we like it. Now, I do want to point out, because I mean, you guys just trust me. I'm a math teacher, right? Maybe you're like, yeah, he probably knows what he's talking about. But I want to show you, what if I didn't do this in the reverse order? I want to convince you why this is a good idea. Let's see. Plus 7 equals 19. All right. So let's say I didn't try to get rid of adding 7 on both sides. What if I tried to deal with the multiplying by 3? And the way I would deal with that is dividing both sides by 3. And so I do something like this, and notice this probably is going to produce something you don't like. Fractions, right? Yeah, and even, yeah, I can't even simplify this yet. I would actually have to be like, well, dividing this whole side by 3 is the same as if I do div 3, div 3, div 3, and it's just like making this problem a huge mess. And theoretically, you can still like just brute force your way through these fractions, but I just want to be like, no, right? Let's just do this the easy way. The easy way. All right, so that's what we're going to do for these problems. So that's why the reverse PEMDAS, the SADMAP, is the recommended way to do it, because the work is just a lot harder the other way. So let's see over here, question 13. Now, I don't want to start solving yet until I simplify. Are there any like terms that I can combine over here? Any like terms? Which ones do you think are like each other? Yeah, 12v and 10v, those are buddies. They've got the same variable and the same exponent, so those are like terms. Question, is positive 14 and 80? Now those are like each other, but there's one problem. Why can't I combine those in their current state? Does anyone know why? Because they're on the opposite sides of the equal sign. So I can't just combine them. I can move one eventually and combine it later. But right now in that state, I'm not able to do that. So 12v plus 10v is a total of 22 v's. Plus, man, 14. I feel like I've got to double up all my lines here. It's just not detecting it. All right, let's see. Let's break the fourth wall on this, friends. I'm gonna open up my settings. Wow, like the internet didn't even know this was here. Style responsiveness. I think. No, that's not doing it. It's like still missing like the first part that I'm writing. I don't know. It might just be the humidity today. I think I like this usually, but that's okay. Hi there, welcome, welcome. Oh, it is quite humid. Yes. I'm all set, but or want me to distribute it? Yeah. There's 8 of us. Yeah. So I've combined like terms, and now I want to get the v by itself. Which thing should I deal with first, the 22 or the 14? The 14. So the opposite of adding 14 is subtracting 14. And I do that to both sides. And 80 is a big number, guys. I'm scared. Let's see. 22v equals 80 minus 14 is, let's see. 80 minus 10 is 70. 70 minus another 4 would be 66. Oh, look at that convenience. I think that's going to divide oh so nice. And the reason I'm dividing is because 22 is being multiplied by v, so to undo that, I divide both sides by 22. And so what I'm going to get is v is equal to 3. All right. If I do a check on this, you would then plug 3 into both of the v's. So I'd have 12 times 3 plus 10 times 3 plus 14. I would PEMDAS that and simplify. I'm not going to do that right now just because my writing tablet is not working well enough. And I want to get to the next example and make sure we have plenty of practice today. So here's crazy boss fight problem. Next in 23. We're going to talk more about these kind today as well. So what I've got here is I've got some parentheses, and there's this concept called distribution. Distribution, where if I have a number outside parentheses being multiplied, I've gotten 2 cases here, and inside the parentheses the operation is addition or subtraction, I can distribute this multiplication to everything inside the parentheses. Maybe there's even like 3 things inside the parentheses. All right, and I'm able to do that. So watch what happens here. So negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Negative 3 times a positive x would be negative 3x. Let's see, plus 4 times x is positive 4x. Right. And 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. Equal sign. Oh, my equal signs didn't line up. So sad. Equals negative 4. All right, so that might have been a tough thing. We didn't get to do too much distribution yesterday, but that's what we would first do. And now that I've distributed, I have more simplifying to do. I want to combine like terms, and I think we've got some like terms here. Let's see, my like terms are the negative 3x and the positive 4x, as well as, let's see, maybe I'll use this color, negative 9 and negative 24. I can't, even though negative 4 is like those things, it's on the other side of the equal sign, so I can't combine that. Do you like that color? Let's see, negative 3x plus 4x is how many x's? 4 minus 3 is just 1x, right? Which you can write the 1 there, but even if you don't, it's assumed that there's an invisible 1 in front of the x. And let's see, negative 9 and negative 24 is becoming more negative, so I think that's negative 33 equals negative 4. And in order to solve, hey, I only have one operation happening to the x, because the 1, right, I don't have to divide everything by 1. Like, that's going to be super easy. So what's the opposite of subtracting 33, Tyler? Adding 33. I like it. Man, I'm excited for this video to be done, because I've got to solve my writing problem here, friends. And I'm going to get x equals, oh man, these signs are different. So I subtract the numbers. 33 minus 4 is 29, 29. And which one was more influential? 33, so it's positive 29, right? And so for this problem, I absolutely would not have been able to guess the value of x that made that true without a lot of attempts, where algebra is a reliable, sure way to get you to the solution every time. Todo de los tiempos. All right, have a great day, internet friends.